we got some spiciness going on. Chase Young just had his introductory press conference with the 49ers, and word on the street is he has thrown a couple shots at the Commanders. Let's talk about it, but before we do, I'll see you on the other side of this intro.
How I feel? Blessed. What I want?
Get back slow. I love the way she rock it. I love the way she move it, shake it on me. When she cry for him, the shawty is the winner. You can tell that shawty's no beginner. She's confident. I love the way she move it.
YouTube, what's going on? It's Juan Gotti here with another video, and in today's video, we're going to be reacting to Chase Young's first press conference as a member of the San Francisco 49ers. I done already seen a couple tweets. I didn't read them, but I saw, the headline, and according to them, sounds like Chase Young talking smack about the Commanders. But we gonna see, we gonna react to it because there's a lot of spiciness going on. So get y'all popcorn, chips, whatever, ready. Because we're about to watch Chase Young talk about, the 49ers and talk about what he got to talk about. So without further ado, let's get straight into today's video. But before we do, make sure you guys go down below, leave a like on this video, subscribe to the channel if you are new. Now with that out of the way, let's go ahead and see what old Chase Young got to say, man. Again, no hard feelings towards Chase Young. I wish him the best, but let's see what he got to talk about. Let me make sure I got everything good. All right. Let's get it.
How you doing?
Did you get a heads up that the trade could occur, and what was your reaction when it finally went down?
Nah, honestly, I got everything on social media, just like you guys.
Wow.
I'm just playing my game, and it happened.
Wow. So apparently, and again, I don't know how true this is. All right, you got to take everything with a grain of salt, but Chase Young didn't get it from them. They didn't tell him that he got traded. You hear this often, though, that a lot of players hear through social media that they've been traded or, watching TV on ESPN. So it's not really shocking, but, I guess you would like to hear it from the team, I guess.
There was a chance it could happen?
Yeah, definitely. Heard my name in a lot of things, me and Sweat. But, that's just something you can't really focus on. It's a part of the business. And my job is just to play ball, and that's what I'm going to continue to focus on doing.
First thought, when you found out it was San Francisco.
I wasn't mad. It's like, nah.
I mean, who would be mad? I mean, you know what I'm saying? You get to play for the 49ers, a real good team. I know they're struggling right now, but they're going to be a really good team. You know what I'm saying? And, again, I don't hate Chase Young. I don't have a problem with Chase. Bro, I was probably one of his biggest fans. I was also one of his biggest critics because I thought we were getting a number 2 overall draft pick generational talent. And when you're drafted that high, I hold you to that standard. I got 2 of his jerseys that are now, unfortunately, throwbacks. So for the people out there that think I dislike Chase Young or that I hate Chase Young, no, I'm just a real fan. I'm a fan of a team where a player isn't performing how he should be performing. I'm going to call it out because if I'm just all, sunshines and roses, people going to get on me like, Juan, you're not being real. You know what I'm saying? Because if I was to sit up here and be like, hey, Chase Young, adult, Chase Young about to be defensive rookie of the year, defensive player of the year, even though he's not, they're going to look at me crazy. So I got to call it how it is. And
Nick is here. Always been a big brother to me, even at Ohio State. Just stepping in here for, today. Got in here last week. Just the culture, the vibe is a lot different. I definitely know that I'm in the build with winners.
That says a lot to me personally. Remember, Ron Rivera doesn't do nothing. He doesn't call offensive plays. He doesn't call defensive plays. He doesn't do anything. The main thing Ron Rivera was brought here to do was to change the culture. Now, he didn't say the culture was bad here, but he said it was different. So take that again for a grain of salt on what you want to do with it. But if the culture is quote unquote different there, I wonder what it's like in Washington. I mean, you saw the post game locker room when we won. We looked all happy, but who knows what's really going on in Washington? So again.
Washington, you guys didn't go to the playoffs while you were there. How exciting?
We went one time, first of
How
all.
exciting is it to have that prospect of actually talking about a Super Bowl and being realistic?
Oh, it's definitely exciting. Very. Definitely gives me another amount of motivation. Just to go out and do my best and to play every play like it's my last.
First time you heard from Nick, was it before it was official, after it was official?
It was literally like 5 minutes after they did it. Like he called me, bro. And it was a good moment. Even in college, we never thought that we would ever be able to play with each other again. So it's a blessing.
Being a big brother to you, how has he influenced your career? I'd say to them.
Honestly, just the consistency part of it. I say Nick, if you know him, and he's consistent in everything he does, which is why he is the player that he is. And just seeing him go through Ohio State and in the NFL now, what he does definitely is built off consistency. So I'm glad to be around a guy of his caliber. I think it's going to be just like in college, it's a race to the quarterback, kind of. It's different when you playing with your. I guess we done played in college together, so it's gonna be real fun. That's all I know.
What's been your early impression of Chris Kasurek and Darryl Tapp working with that D-line group?
I love it. Getting coached hard every day. The intensity. He has that. That's what everybody keeps telling me about. He's so intense. And I love it. I love to be coached hard.
Do you really? And sorry about the background noise, Asian man. I apologize. My computer's going crazy right now, so if it's super loud, I apologize about that. I'm just gonna mute myself from when Chase Young's talking. But do you really like being coached hard, Chase? I mean, we got a couple hard coaches here. You know what I'm saying? Jack the Real being the hardest one of them all. You sure you really like being coached hard, man? I mean, I don't know. Maybe you just didn't like being here in Washington, and that's probably just the truth of the reality that we have to accept.
That's
Who
just
knows?
gonna make me go harder.
You talked about a change in the culture from where you were before. How can you tell that so soon?
Just the players, the spirit in the locker room, the spirit of the coaches. It's just different. You know what I'm saying? It's like a kind of that same thing at Ohio State, where it's like you're expected to win, and it's just like that vibe of we're gonna win. You know what I'm saying?
So you never felt like that here in Washington? I mean, I don't blame you because I mean we haven't been good, but you were brought in to lead with that mindset. Let's keep it a buck. You were the number 2 overall pick. You was here. You was the first pick of Ron Rivera's tenure. You was here to be a cornerstone of this franchise for years to come. So if they didn't have that winning mentality, to be honest, it started with you. Because you were the number 2 overall pick. You were supposed to be the guy that brought in the winning mentality. You came from Ohio State, along with Jonathan Allen and Ron Payne that came from winning programs like Alabama, obviously Turd and other people coming from other winning programs. You were supposed to lead that pack. And again, no shot towards you. I'm just going to keep it a buck with you and tell you how it is. You were supposed to be that guy. So if it ain't work out as far as us having that mentality of winners, I'm looking right at you because you're a part of that.
And so it definitely reminds me not Ohio State, but obviously it's NFL. These are grown men, so I'm just excited to be blessed to with the opportunity to be this franchise.
With a decent sack total already, I'm curious, how close are you to the player you were before you got hurt?
I wouldn't even say close to the player I was before I got hurt. I'm me. And I would say sacks don't tell you how good of a player you are. So I wouldn't even put that in the air. I'm just going to continue doing my job and play the fast I can play.
Obviously, you just got here, but have you considered or thought about at all the potential of this being a long-term home for you, or are you not even worried about any of that kind of stuff?
Yeah, I'm not even worried about that right now. I'm just worried about learning this playbook and, just being the best player that I can be.
Spend the days since touching down in the Bay Area in terms of getting up to speed with the team?
Yeah, I got with Coach. We went over really the foundation of the playbook, Got with DT, and we definitely after practice we got on the field, walked through everything just to make sure I have certain things down. But definitely the whole week was me studying.
One more question in terms of you and Bosa. When you hurt your knee 2 years ago, I think Nick was one of the first ones to reach out to you. Just what did that mean to you, and was he able to help kind of instruct you what was ahead since he'd been through it himself?
Yeah, it was really just a lot of support. I wouldn't even say it's about just the injury, but about what you could go through mentally. And I would say, he definitely helped me out a lot in terms of things that he did every day, just to help me get back faster. So, he was definitely a big help. Always been there.
You and Nick developed under Larry Johnson at Ohio State, who obviously is the legendary D-line coach. When you talk shop with Nick, how much of those technicalities, when you guys are talking hand placement, all that, go back to the details that you learned from Coach Johnson?
Yeah, I would say we definitely speak the same language in terms of pass rush, using our hands. So it's definitely, that's just that's our foundation. Even before going into the league, Coach Johnson in college is where, I would say, at least me, where I learned the art of pass rush. And, we definitely speak the same language, so it's definitely easy to talk to him, just even about the plays that's in the playbook now.
Seeing the 49ers from afar, obviously they've been deep in the playoffs. I'm sure you probably have watched them. You've seen them a little bit on film because you don't play them a lot. But the expectations you had before getting here and now being amongst the guys, I know you haven't played a game, but has anything changed or affirmed what you thought before about the Niners?
Culture. I see why they win. Just the details of each play, the details of my assignment, much more greater. So I see why they win.
The details of his assignment are much more greater. Is that a shot at Jack Del Rio? In my opinion, it is. And I don't blame him for saying that, because Jack Del Rio has not been good. His scheme is bland. Maybe his assignment here was he didn't understand it. I don't know. I'm just potentially thinking about why he could have said his assignment is much more greater here. I mean, Jack Del Rio is a problem, so maybe under different coaching, he's going to blossom to that number 2 overall pick,
Yeah.
I understand why you would say you weren't mad about being traded here, but there's another part of you as a competitor, like, you're going to trade me?
Nah, God has a plan. I wouldn't even say I know who I am. I'm a competitor. So I mean, I'm gonna compete. I don't know what they're doing over there. That's over my head. I'm just gonna be Chase Young, and I'm gonna compete to the best I can.
When Christian McCaffrey got here, one of the first things he talked about was how blown away he was of the reception he got from his teammates and how quickly he became a 49er.
Yeah.
It made him feel that way. Did you get that feeling too?
I did. It's all love from everybody. To everybody in media, everybody in the training room, all the coaches, to the general manager, Mr. Lynch. I mean, everybody. So that definitely makes me feel good, and I just I'm anxious to get on the field.
Seems like when you showed up last week and went on a tour of the headquarters in the field, did you have a flashback to your touchdown?
Nah, that touchdown, it was COVID year, so it was in Arizona. Yeah.
Decent amount from standing.
Come on, reporter. You supposed to know your stuff, Slim. What you doing? That wasn't even in San Francisco. That wasn't, like you said, Arizona, Slim. Come on. Supposed to know your stuff.
Is that something that you prefer, or is that something they were asking you? What do you find it?
It was a comfort level with certain things that we had to do in the defense. That's how I keep it there.
Wait, what did he say?
Yeah.
Decent amount from standing up. Is that something that you prefer, or is that something they were asking you? What do you find it?
It was a comfort level with certain things that we had to do in the defense. That's how I keep it there.
Okay, so Chase Young was talking about him standing up. instead of putting his hand into the ground. Again, that's just what he wants to do. I firmly believe if he wanted to put his hand in the ground majority of the time, he could do that, but he chooses to stand up and rush, which probably, I don't know if you're a pass rusher or have been, I don't know if that's a good thing. I feel like hand in the ground probably would be better. I know, get you, I guess, better speed around the edge, but clearly ain't worked that much. So try something new, I guess.
Nah, I don't think so.
How big of a deal has it been? You played a lot of snaps already this season. How big of a deal in your mind was it for you to get back to that level where, you're a 3-down player, you're rarely coming off the field?
It was big for me, but I didn't make it real big to myself. One day at a time. Just going through an injury, like I had. Only thing I could do is just take it one day at a time. And that's what I'm set out to do now. So, I mean, the play is going to come. I'm just taking everything one day at a time.
All right, so that was Chase Young in his press conference with the San Francisco 49ers in the introductory. I'm going to keep it a buck with you. He threw a little, he said a little something, but it wasn't like OC. You know what I'm saying? I feel like the media kind of jazzed it a little bit. But, I mean, it was a little bit of some shots in there. I mean, if you guys point some things out that I missed, let me know that y'all feel like potentially that was some shots. But, I mean, he talked about the culture, which, again, like I said, is a big thing to me. Because if the culture is so much different there and better, what is Ron Rivera here for? And I know we're at the end of Ron Rivera, and he's going to be fired regardless of what happens, in my opinion, of the rest of the season. But you don't call coaching. I mean, you don't call offense. You don't call defense. You were solely brought here to build culture, and you're having players leave and say the culture is kind of better. Now you didn't. I don't think Montez Sweat said that. Maybe it was just Chase Young that couldn't adapt to this culture. And again, like I said, it probably just wasn't a good fit. Chase Young, and I hope this happens. Chase Young probably goes to San Francisco and don't be a dog. And again, that was probably a place where he should have been, and Washington just wasn't it. And it's okay. That happens. You swing and miss. It just so happens that we swing and miss often, or had in the past, and hopefully not anymore. But again, no hate towards Chase Young. Again, I have most of your jerseys in my closet, bro. You know what I'm saying? I loved you, bro. I wanted you to be the franchise edge rusher for 10 to 15 years. I wanted you to be the guy to get paid. I wanted you to be this dog hit. But it just didn't work. Unfortunately, it did not work. I mean, I hear stuff about him faking the what's it called, the stinger earlier, knowing how true that was. You hear his dad go on the radio, and they kind of checked out of Washington. It sound like they just was done. It sounded like they just was done with Washington, and it was time to move on from him. But I'm going to go ahead and get up out of here. I mean, it was cool. He said a few things, mainly, like I said, just culture, and more so than anything. And again, him not me personally taking that away, it was like he's like the culture's different here. And I'm like, look, you was brought in here to be a leader, be the guy that changed the culture, help change the culture. You're number 2 overall pick, and you didn't do that, really. So kind of a little bit of fault of your own too. Again, no one hate Chase Young, but I just call it how it is. With that being said, though, let me know what you guys think about this video in the comment section down below. As always, me and boy Juan, Gotti, like, comment, subscribe, hail to the Washington Commanders. Want to roll to 7,000 subscribers. Please hit that subscribe button again if you haven't already. Thank you so much. See y'all later. I'm out. Peace.